Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Fiona at Drawings in a Drawer, and I hope you've had a lovely time since the last time I uploaded a video, and that you're ready to step into the world of watercolor with me and just spend some time just filling your head and thoughts with beauty and relaxing as much as you possibly can. Today I'm going to be talking about the monochromatic painting and how important it is in so many ways. So if that is something that you're interested in, then I would suggest you stick around. Painting a monochromatic portrait means painting using just one colour. I think that's pretty obvious, and it might seem a little bit limiting and daunting when you start this process. I've only actually painted 2 monochromatic paintings in my life, and you will see both of them in this video. I used English red for the first one and I used indigo for the second one. But actually, when you sit down and you only have that one well with that one colour in it, it feels suddenly so freeing. Not to have to pick and choose from a wide range of colours, which is something that I usually absolutely love doing. But sometimes I feel, and I realised by painting monochromatic, that it was becoming quite distracting. And also there's so much to learn by painting just using one colour. It cuts out so much noise and so much distraction, as I was saying, that it allows you to concentrate on all the other aspects of painting a watercolour portrait, and it really allows you to hone your skills and to kind of bring things up a notch. The first time I did a monochromatic painting was because I'd seen other artists online who had created some amazing pieces doing this technique, and I wanted to try it for myself, but I also was held back by the fact that I thought it would be boring. When I got into the first painting, which is the one you will see later on in the video, I immediately realised how powerful this technique is. It teaches us so much about values. And in case you don't know what values are, it's how light or how dark we go in a painting. And in every painting, we need at least 3 values for it to look three-dimensional. And it teaches us a lot about light and shadow and how realism, or the sense of something that speaks some truth, can be achieved, even if we're only using one colour. Having a lot of colours does not matter. It is not really important. And in fact, when we do use a lot of colour, we tend to get distracted by what's really important. So how far do we push the darkest values in our painting? Sometimes some paintings that look flat will look that way because the darkest shadows are not dark and deep enough. Again, we are lacking in three-dimensionality in some way. Working with one colour, we're also able to concentrate more on consistencies. And I've been talking about this on my Instagram and on my Patreon, how important watercolour mixtures and their consistencies are. They're basically one of the foundations of learning how to paint with this medium. We work our way from watery consistencies and we build our way up towards thicker consistencies as we go towards the details. And it might seem easy, but it's not that easy to understand how important the role of knowing how your mixtures work is in watercolour. When we're painting with only one colour, we see that more. We see how transparent that same colour looks when it has more water in it, and we see how dark it looks when it has less water in it. And this way we are just made more aware, almost naturally, of the consistencies we are using and when we're using them and what we're using them for. So for example, when we're painting monochromatic, a way to achieve darker values is to make our consistency thicker, so we have less water in it, and automatically our mixture will appear darker. On the other hand, if we want to make our mixture lighter, we will have more water in there so that the white of the paper will shine through and we will have a lighter mixture and a lighter value. We do tend to almost forget this when we're painting with colour. It's important, especially if you're a beginner or beginner intermediate, to try this exercise time and time again, because there's almost no way out. You have to learn certain things while you're using this technique. It automatically forces you to focus on what's important. And of course, another good point is that you don't have to change your water that often, because you're going to need that tinted water for your mid to lighter values anyway. Painting this way improves our overall observation as we concentrate more on the shapes we see and actually notice how light or dark some areas are. Very often we tend to think some areas are almost as light as the paper we are painting on, when they're actually pretty dark. Think of the white of the eyeball, for example. It teaches us how to stretch out our paint to get an even wash, and also mistakes stand out more in the monochromatic painting, making it easier for us to see them and understand them. Also, the monochromatic painting is a wonderful icebreaker when you feel stuck. If you feel that you're in a bit of a rut, you can just pick up one colour, one of your favourite colours, and make a painting using just that. Think of all the beautiful black and white photos or the sepia photos from the past, how dramatic, intense and striking they were. Light and shadow, really all that matters, and colour is a beautiful addition. But I firmly believe that learning how to paint monochromatic is one of the first steps we should take. One word of advice though before diving into your monochromatic painting: think about the colour you're going to use. You might think a painting with neutral tint might look amazing, but colours like neutral tint and indigo, which I used for the second painting, and Payne's grey, can be extremely staining and hard to lift. So if you find that you've put too much down, then you might have a hard time lifting it with your kitchen paper or your clean damp brush. Try with something like English red, like a brown or a sepia will definitely make it easier for you. This said, this exercise not only teaches you a lot, but it's absolutely a heap of fun, and it's really very little pressure. If you'd like to see my full narrated tutorials, you can find them on my Patreon, starting at just $5 a month, and that gives you immediate access to all my past tutorials as well. I will link it down below. See you next time. By the way, if you've made it this far, you're an absolute rock star. Let me know in the comments if you're still here. Bye again.